Okay. He one of the was overwhelmed by jubilation. Nandastu Ananda Atmaja Utpane, son born, Ajat Ahalado, jubilation. For Vasudeva and Devaki, he spread Maya. This we have already read. Understanding that his parents were becoming aware of his prowess, his powers, the Supreme Lord thought this could not be allowed to happen. Thus, he expanded his Yoga Maya, which bewildered the devotees. It is not mentioned that he spread Maya for Nanda. In the present situation, the bhav of Nanda and others in village is praised by Brahma, Sukdev and Uddhav as natural and most rare. Sukdev has explained in Bhagvatam, Uddhav will visit Vrindavan and then he will explain those, and Brahma has already explained in chapter 14. So now this is the verse from 14th chapter. Aho bhagyam nanda gopaha vrjo kasa yam mitram paramanandam purnam brahma sanatanam. How greatly fortunate are Nanda Maharaj, the coward man, all other inhabitants of Brajabhumi. There's no limit to their good fortune because Krishna gave them prem, which is highest bliss, external and complete. So this verse shows how Nanda is related to Krishna. Nemam Branchoda and about Yashoda, this is the verse. Nemam Brancho na bhavo na shri api anga sangshriyah prasadam le bheri gopi yattat prapa vimuktidat. Neither Brahma nor Shiva, nor even the goddess Fortune, who is always better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from Lord, the deliverer from this material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. And this is the another verse, right? We will discuss upcoming verse number 30. Yuvam shlaghayatmau nyonam dehinam iyam manada Narayan akhil grau yata kritah mati idrishi. O respectful Nanda, certainly you and Mother Yashoda are the most praiseworthy persons in the entire world, since you have developed such a loving attitude towards Narayan, the spiritual master of all living entities. Sukdev addressed the kings. You are fixed in relationship with Kunti and thus with Vasudev, among the great kings. But being a lowly beggar, I have no taste for such things. So you have a relation with Vasudeva, but I don't have a relation. Sukdev is saying like that. And Sanatana Goswami writes, Krishna was delayed for few days in Mathura to respect the city and console the Yadus, saying each day that he would the next morning. Thus, after some time, Krishna directly approached Nanda, going to the place where they left the carts along with Vasudeva, or he spoke them. Nanda came to Vasudeva's house. So Sanatana Goswami is giving two options. Either this dialogue is at the place where Nanda Baba was staying out of the Mathura in a beautiful garden, or else Nanda was invited at the house of Vasudeva. And this verse is in the upcoming chapter. It says, having killed Kansa, the enemy of all Yadus, in the wrestling arena, Krishna will now surely fulfill his promise to you by coming back. Thus he approached Nanda afterward on the arena where he had killed Kansa. He approached Nanda because he was filled with qualities like gratitude, Bhagavan, and because he had appeared in this world as the son of Devaki, the avatari. Or appearing as the son of Devaki, he manifested the highest qualities. Or though he was the son of Devaki, now he disregarded his identity because he was Bhagavan. Balaram was considered non-different from Yadus. Thus, though Balaram was son of Vasudeva, he never considered himself separate from Nanda. O best of the kings, you understand such dealings between friends. He embraced Nanda out of natural affection, and to pacify him at this time, particularly for a moment, he was stunned, since he could not immediately state his intention, since it would give suffering. Next verse. Please, if you have time, you should relish this Gopal Champu. It's a lengthy purport, I think I cannot read now. Quite lengthy. Please relish this sometime. Verse 21. Pitra yuvabhyam snigdhabhyam poshito lalito brasham Pitrorabhyadhikaha pritihi atmajatmanopihi. Krishna and Balaram said, O Father, you and Mother Yashoda have affectionately maintained us and cared for us so much. Indeed, parents love their children more than their own lives. Chakravarti Pad writes, Balaram, being elder, spoke first in 2 verses. So the first 2 verses are spoken by Balaram. This is the purport by Chakravarti Pad. O Father, we were cared for and protected by you, by 2 of you, Nanda and Yashoda. Of course, it is natural that mothers and fathers have great love for their children than even for their own bodies. By dual number of words, poshito, maintained, lalito, coddled, Balaram indicate that Nanda and Yashoda felt the same affection for both children. You were as much my parent as you were Krishna's parent. By this, Balaram also hints that without you two, my loving parents, without you two, my loving parents, and without my brother Krishna, who is millions of times dearer to me than my own life, I cannot remain in this city in the house of my unknown parents Vasudeva and Devaki. And Sri Jiva Goswami writes, the bewilderment was somewhat different from that of Vasudeva and Devaki. He disregarded his nature of being full of powers. He manifested himself as son of Devaki and like Balaram was called the son of Vasudeva. You with the greatest affection nourished us with food and cared for us by bathing us and doing other service, since parents have more affection for their offspring, Atma Jeshu, than for themselves. That is astonishing. I think this is same. Verse 22. Sapita sacha janani yao pushritam swaputravat Sishon bandhubhihi utasrishtan akalpahi posha rakshane. They are the real father and mother who care for as they would their own sons. Children to whom? To the children abandoned by relatives unable to maintain and protect them. So Chakravarti Pad is asking question, if Nanda may say, but my dear Balbhadra, actually you are the legitimate son of my friend Vasudeva. How can he now, having attained release from his long-standing dangerous situation, give up his own son? Therefore you must immediately go to your father's house and stay there. The 2 of us will somehow carry on living by blocking up our hearts, which will be torn apart by separation from you with the stone of discrimination. But I cannot bear to see the suffering of my friend Vasudeva. We, after all, are not only your foster parents. Now, Balaram replies, if Nanda say like that, then Balaram is saying, child as their own sons are the actual mother and father. The seminal father is not the real father, and she who bears the child in her womb is not the real mother. If a father and mother abandon the child and the child dies, can they be called the mother and father? The foster parents who raise this child are more worthy of respect by the discerning child. Therefore, I will not be able to stay here. Even if Brahma himself comes and order me, he will not be able to change my mind. Alas, alas, O father, Krishna will go with you and happily play in birds, but I will stay in Mathura burning in forest fire of separation from Krishna. That cannot be. Therefore I make the oath. If Krishna leaves me behind and goes off to Braj, then my life will be finished. This is the intention of Balaram's words in this verse. Now, here is Jiva Goswami writing. Balaram should not be considered otherwise. Krishna speaks. The word cha means even. Thus, Balaram should not be considered only your child, but I took birth and was nourished and cared for by you and Yashoda. Or they are mother and fathers who raise the child and not those who give up the child. Therefore, if I were to take birth from anyone else, this would not be so. What we speak of being born from you, being nourished and cared by you, you are the parent and not the else. No one else. This is okay. Verse 23. Now these are the two more verses, little different. You just remember these three verses are separate and two verses are separate because they are spoken in a different mood. Verse number 23. Yata yoyam brajam tata vayam cha sneha dukhitam gyatim vo drishtum eshayamo vidhaya suhridam sukham. Now you should return to Braj. Dear father, we shall come to see you. Our dear relative also suffer in separation from us. As soon as we give some happiness to your well-wisher friends, means Vasudeva and others, then we'll come to see you. A disciple writes, the Lord here indicates his desire to satisfy his dear devotees in Mathura, Vasudeva, Devaki and other members of the Yadu dynasty, who for so long have been separated from him during his stay in Vrindavan. Chakravartipad writes, after hearing the words of Balaram, Nanda Maharaj thought, alas, alas, what can I do? If I take Baladev back to Braj, all will rejoice, but the Vasudev and especially Yadavas and especially Vasudeva will suffer great distress. It could be a great sin for me. Vasudeva will think, Kansa killed all my sons, and the one son who was protected from his hands, Balabhadra, has been taken by Nanda to Braj. Therefore, Nanda is not my friend, but rather he is a second Kansa for me, who can be ruined by providence. Thus thinking, Vasudeva will experience extreme pain and curse me thousands of times. Then how will I, or indeed Krishna, enjoy any happiness at all? Seeing Nanda standing silent for several minutes, lost in such anxious thoughts, Krishna addressed him consolingly with logical reasons in this verse. O father, you should now go to Braj. I, Baldev and my friends like Madhumangal will go to the Virja later in order to see you, but now we will stay in Mathura for a few days. Anticipating that Nanda Maharaj would ask when he would return to Virja, Krishna said, after giving happiness to your friends, headed by Vasudeva, so that no one will find fault with you, we will come home to Birja. First we will unite Baldev with his parents so that he can call him, they can cuddle him and express their affection to their heart's content. Then Upon completing all necessary work and making everyone happy, we will come back to Brij. And Sri Jiva Goswami writes, we will come to see our relatives, our parents and others, Jatim. I will live among you who are my relatives. Seeing you is my goal, but to achieve the goal, I will be broadcast as their son, with a desire to mix with the Yadus and Pandavas. It means now they should understand that I am son of Devaki and Vasudev, and because Vasudev is connected to Kunti, and therefore I will be connected to the Pandavas, and by that I will achieve my goal of killing the demons and after the death of Dandavakar, I will come again to you. That is the intention. And
so it's not clear. Will you explain this one more time?
What?
It means here by killing Dandavakar.
The mood of Krishna is like that. If I stay here for some time as a son of Vasudeva, then I will have easy mixing with the Yadavas, and then I will have a relation with the Pandavas, and therefore I have a goal of killing all the demons, and after killing the last demon Dandavakar, I will come back to Brij. This is the intention of Krishna. Jiva Goswami. He consoles Nand, go to Brij. The plural vayam, we, is used to indicate that the dual form. This is permitted according to the rule, okay? The word cha indicate that Udhav is included in this statement. First Udhav, it means in future, first Udhav will visit, then Balaram will go to Brij, and then I will personally go there. It means Krishna is speaking with the intention, then now after few days when Nanda goes, then Udhav will go with a message of Krishna. Then from Dwarka, Balaram will go, and afterward Krishna will go. That is the intention. When you will come after giving happiness to Vasudeva and others who are considered to be parents with a relationship as your friends. But to achieve that goal, I will be broadcast as their son, with the desire to mix with the Yadus and Pandavas, by which of killing demons until the date of Dandavakar. You also were born from Kshatriya dynasty. The mother's side was as follows. Manu Smriti says, mother's side was as follows. Now this is something in the future Krishna will marry the princes. They are all Kshatriyas, and he was born as Vaishya. So this is some Manu Smriti shlok, which is just for information. When a Kshatriya male unite with the Shudra woman, the offspring is called Ugra. When the Brahman male unite with the Vaishya woman, the offspring is called Avirta. When the Brahman male unite with an Ambishta woman, the offspring is called Abhira. When a Shudra male unite with a Vaishya woman, the offspring is called Ayogavi. And when a Brahman male unite with an Ayogavi woman, the offspring is called Dhigvana, Manu Smriti. Taking support of this, Krishna would marry daughters of Kshatriya, but does not say this. He only hints at this. If I certainly go with you, Krishna says, Vasudeva will lose affection for me, but you should not decrease affection for me in million kalpas. Thus we shall come to see our direct relatives suffering out of affection. Seeing you, we will come and stay in Brij permanently. The infinitive form drishtum indicates seeing them is the goal of his life. So actually the love of Brajbasi is more deep as compared to the love of the Yadus, because they have not seen Krishna and Balaram both pastime for 11 years, and that is the time when the bond of relationship develops. So basically they think, if I don't stay here, then they will suffer. But you will never suffer my separation, because your love is so deep. Or in the manner of Srimad Bhagvatam 14, this is Brahma's prayer, which indicate that Lord can be realized. Vibodham aharati. I will be able to see people of Vrij. This means that not only will Krishna go to see the people of Vrij, but he will continue to see them without break. Because the people of Vrij have unlimited affection. They suffer unlimitedly by not seeing him because of their great affection. Since we will overcome by compassion by appearing there eternally, we will definitely remove your suffering by using the principle VIHE. In saying giving happiness to your friends, Krishna shows indifference to this action. Staying eternally with Nanda and other relative is his preferred condition. Giving happiness to friends is optional to the Vasudev and Yadvas. Moreover, giving happiness to friends and then going to Vrij will be very painful. It is also hinted that in order to resolve the problem, Uddhav will produce the manifestation of Krishna's aprakat pastime, which are equal to Krishna's direct appearance. This will be explained in instruction given by Uddhav later. It will be established that Krishna returned to Vrij and stayed there permanently after killing Dandavakar. This will come very late. After killing Shishupal in Rajsuya sacrifice of Maharaj Yudhishthira, Krishna was immediately called for a fight going on between Shalva and his spaceships and Pradyumna and Yadvas. So Krishna has to rush there, where Pradyumna was almost unconscious, and then Krishna was fighting, and there was a much mystic fighting going on. Ultimately Krishna killed Shalva, but instead of entering into the Dwarka, he came to Brij. At that time, Dandavakar, after hearing that Shishupal was killed by Krishna, he went to the Hastinapur. He could not find Krishna there, so he was returning back, and near Mathura, Krishna met him. And then Krishna killed Dandavakar. After that, he met all the Brajvasis. And then Brajvasi says, Krishna, now we cannot live without you. And then Krishna says, okay, then we all are going back to Golok Dham. Then Krishna arranged a big chariot. He took all the Brajvasis and then he departed from Brij back to Golok Vrindavan. And then in another form, he came to Dwarka and he entered the city of Dwarka. This is the purport in some of the upcoming verses. And very soon we will see a different purport by Chakravarti Pad, that there are two sets made by Krishna, two sets of Nanda and all Brajvasis, and two sets of Krishna and Balaram. One set was that all the time and Krishna and Balaram and parents are together. There is no separation. The other set are in separation throughout and are lamenting and crying for Krishna. And this both sets are living in the same Brij, but both are not, both never met one with one another. And there are many quoted verses to support this evidence. And Chakravarti writes that set which was in separation from Krishna and Balaram, they went to Kurukshetra, where they met Vasudeva, Devaki, and Krishna, and Balaram, and everybody. But when Uddhav came, he saw in all houses there was singing, there was churning, and there was happiness pervading everywhere. It means he saw that set which was always united with Krishna and Balaram. Then he saw crying gopis. That was the set which was in separation from Krishna. So this is a very interesting reconciliation which Chakravarti has given. There is a very lengthy purport. I just gave you small hint. You can see the whole. Therefore, the word here is Krishna's aprakat pastime. Aprakat pastime means Krishna is eternally in Vrindavan, and Uddhav will establish that there. Okay, now Sanatana Goswami Path has written almost same things. You with the cow had returned to Braj, O father. He invoked affection so that Nanda will follow his instruction. We refer to Krishna, Balaram, Uddhav and others, or the plural indicate politeness. I will come as Balaram. I will come as Balaram. So I will not come, but Balaram will come. We will come to see you, our relatives, suffering from separation at all time. The Yadus are not our relatives. You are more important than Yadus. I will come because I cannot repay you. This is confirmed by a statement like Napare Am. I cannot repay you. I will come to see you not to pacify you fully because you are suffering. Since you have affection for me, in separation you long for me, and in seeing me you fear separation. You do not attain happiness in either not seeing or seeing me. It is impossible to make them happy. This is explained in Bhagavad Amrit. And this is again interesting whole Gopal Champu. Nanda said, "Oh child, we will stay here." Then Krishna says, Father, how can you stay here? Mother Yashoda will feel pain of separation from you. Okay, I will bring mother here. No, then whole bridge will suffer. Then I will bring the whole bridge here. This is the very interesting dialogues and discussion in the Gopal Champu. Verse 24. Evam santotya bhagavan nandam sabrjam achyutah vaso alankaraha kopyadi aharyamas sadaram. Thus, consoling Nanda Maharaj and others men of Braj, the infallible Achyuta respectfully honored them with gifts of cloths, jewelry and household utensil and so on. Utensil for milking cows. And Chakravarti writes, Krishna consoled Nanda. You should not worry about my staying in Mathura a few days longer. My mind is always in Braj and I am only staying here by their desires. Krishna honored Nanda Maharaj and gave the Brajavasis bell metal, kupiya, parts and other gifts. And Srila Jiva Goswami writes, he was able to console Nanda Maharaj because he was able to do anything because he is Bhagavan. As soon as he would not fail to fulfill his promise, Achyuta. As a son, he would not fail to fulfill his promise because he is Achyuta. He worshipped them with gifts to instill faith in his promise. Krishna was consoled all those who accompanied him and honored them with gifts. He also sent message of consolation to Yashoda and others who stayed in Braj and sent them gifts such as bell metal, utensil, kupiya for milking the cows, etc. The word adhya indicate excellent vehicles, means bullock carts and other things. Though Virj already has an abundance of wealth, they valued these gifts because they were given out of affection. Like flowers and sandalwood offered out of he worshipped Nanda and others respectfully, Sadaram, or he honored Nanda, who was attentive, Sadaram, to what he said and what he offered, who was pleased with offering because of the affection. He thought Vasudev, Krishna brought Vasudev, Ugarsin and others, and had them do the worship. By proximity, he was the cause of the worship. So, who worshipped Nanda Baba? Not Krishna, but the Ugarsin and Vasudev, because now they are leaving their son there to protect them. Gopal Champu is lengthy. Verse 25 of this section. Nanda Maharaj were overwhelmed with affection upon hearing Krishna's words, and his eyes brimmed with tears as he embraced the two lords. Then he went back to Vraj with the cowherd men. This purport of Chakravartipad is very, very lengthy purport. So I think I will not be able to read whole. I told you some part of it but some part we'll read. Although Nanda Maharaj was almost unconscious, Pranya Vihavalaha. When Nanda Maharaj arrived at Nandagaon, Yashoda immediately came out and asked, why you have come alone without Krishna? Why you did not die? Then Nanda Baba was crying. He said, I would have died there. And before that, Nanda Baba said there was only one father in the universe, Dasrath Maharaj, who gave up his life when he heard that Ram is not coming. I would have died also, Yashoda, but by hearing that I left body, you would have also left body. And then all Brajbasi will die in separation. But Krishna promised that he will come. When he come, and if he don't see us there, then he will suffer our separation. And we cannot afford to see him in agony of separation. Therefore, though we are dead, but we have to live because Krishna will come. So this is a mood actually. Nanda Baba was almost fainted, he was unconscious, but how can he go there without Krishna? Due to this separation from his son, he somehow returned to Braj. Krishna and Balaram went to Vasudev's house and lives there happily. Some expert in rasa, who cannot tolerate even a slight decrease in prema, object to this incident of Krishna staying away from Braj. Later on, in this purport, in this means Chakravarti's purport, we will reconcile their objection with a novel interpretation. May it be accepted by those who appreciate it. And that is two-set explanation. Two set of Nanda and two set of Krishna and Balaram and all gopis and gopas. The objection is this. What is the objection? It is clear that the literal meaning of the verse 21 to 25 is unfavorable to prem. It's not favorable to love. Even if all the explanation given, prem is not established. For there is a separation of Nanda and Krishna. In this connection, Krishna is the Supreme Lord, whose pastime are inscrutable, so that he may be able to abandon his father and stay in Mathura. But how could Nanda abandon Krishna and go back to Braj alone? How could Nanda Maharaj give up Krishna, who is millions of times more dearer to him than his own life? And not only for his life, for the cows and the Braj. Why did he not take up residence on the outskirts of Mathura instead? Nanda should have lived outside the Mathura. Why he went there? Furthermore, the reason given in the verses for Krishna and Balaram staying in Mathura are weak. We are staying to please your friends, your relatives. These are weak reasons. And they are only meant to pacify Nanda. Even Krishna and Balaram were not convinced in their mind. Even Krishna and Balaram themselves are not convinced in their mind of what they spoke. After all, 10th canto only described that Balaram returned to Vrij in chapter 65. Not Krishna ever returned. However, in Padma Purana, Uttarakhand state that after killing the demons that he had to up to Dandavakar, Krishna returned to Vrij. There is also evidence in Bhagvatam 1:11:9, where the queens of the Dwarka speaking this verse, O lotus-eyed Lord, whenever you go away to the Mathura, Vrindavan and Hastinapur to meet your friends and relatives, every moment of your absence seems like a million years. It means he used to visit Mathura oftentimes. But in Bhagavatam, however, these scripture references do not clearly show the presence of their prem. Nevertheless, just consider the statement of Sri Sukdev Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:39-35. As Krishna departed, the best of the Yadus saw how the gopis were lamenting, and thus he consoled them by sending a messenger with his loving promise, I will return. The word Dhautya Kaihi, messenger, Dautya means messenger, in the plural to indicate that Krishna sent many messengers, or one messenger who repeated the same message, I will return, I will return, I will return. What type of words did Krishna use in this his message? He used words full of love. Sapremai. Krishna said, O gopis, I am leaving you today only because of King Kansa. Kansa's invitation to Dhanur Yagya, which is difficult to refuse. It is not at all by my own desire. After seeing the Dhanur Yagya, I will return the next day. If some other work comes, I will also finish that tomorrow and quickly return the next day. If these words were really what Krishna was thinking, then they can be called sapremai, filled with love. But if they are not, then they are deceitful. We may think that these statements of Nanda Maharaj are similar to purposes to those Krishna made for Vasudeva and Devaki in verse 4 of this chapter to bewilder them. Deprived of the fate, we cannot live with you in Mathura and enjoy the pampered happiness most of the children enjoy in their parents' home. It's something like that. Perhaps Krishna's words to the gopis. But then, why does Sukdev Goswami use the word saprema to describe Krishna's word to gopis? If Krishna had returned to Vraj the day after killing Kansa without considering all other duties such as killing Jarasandha, then one should understand that Krishna was concerned with gopis' love. But if he did otherwise, one can only conclude that he was indifferent to their love. Therefore, the word supremai with love would be false. The reconciliation of all these objections is as follows. Even though Vasudeva and Devaki are full of prem and cannot be neglected, the devotees in Vraj headed by Nanda Maharaj have a prem which is unequaled and unexcelled. Therefore, it would certainly be all the more improper to ignore them. The purpose of Krishna's appearance to kill the demon and protect the devotees must also be carried out. In addition, Krishna's pastime in Dwarka and other places must be exhibited, such as kidnapping Rukmani, stealing the Parijat tree, and associating with the Yudhishthir. Krishna must also fulfill his promise to the gopis to return after seeing after seeing the Dhanur Yagya bow egg sacrifice. So Krishna also to reveal the super excellence of super excellence of the gopis' love to the world by showing it to Uddhav, the most exalted of entire retinue of Lord's devotees in Mathura and Dwarka, and the crown jewel of the learned. Just as many places his valuable gold within the fire, just as a man places his valuable gold within the fire to reveal its purity, Krishna placed his most beloved devotees, Braj Gopis, in the fire of separation from him in order to manifest the unprecedented quality of their Krishna Prem. Having all these activities to carry out, Krishna restored to his inconceivable, powerful Yoga Maya. Now, this is what reconciliation is. Krishna used his inconceivably powerful Yoga Maya potency, and along with Balaram came before Nanda. At that time, Krishna manifests two separate forms of Nanda and other devotees present, and himself and Balaram as well. Krishna's words to Nanda in verse 21 to 23 and the description of the next verses 24 to 25 presented by the first form and then explained. So rest you read all and then judge this. And the example of this time of two forms is given in Krishna visiting from Dwaraka to Bahulasva, a king and a Brahman. So he became two sets and went to the two houses. And the days were, at one place he stayed 1 month, at other place he stayed 1 day. The time was also equal and the persons were equal. Or Krishna in a Dwarka living in one queen's house and where the Devaki is lamenting Krishna has gone for forest, he has not come yet back, and next house he sees Krishna is doing yagya. So this type of same thing happened here. So you read this and see the say wisdom of Chakravarti reconciliation of the two set of Nanda and two set of Krishna, one always in association and one always in separation. So now we are going to next section. Any question till now? Any question? Yes?
So these two sets of Rajavasis, they exist in Vraja always, permanently?
Till Krishna came back and they took them all back to the Golok Vrindavan, and the one set is always eternally living in Vrindavan, right? One set is still living there, having their Nitya Leela.
The one who is in separation or direct association?
No, separation, they are, I think, they are by over when Krishna came after killing Dandavaka, the separation state was not needed anymore.
Thank you.
Oh, anybody else has some question? I mean, this is a very tricky thing. I was reading, but I could not really. Gopal Champu also I have to read, but I am in a place where every moment I have a visitor. Anybody has a question or comment? It's a very, very, painful for Nanda Baba to go without Krishna and Balaram to Birja. It is against the love. It's against the real prem of Vatsalya. How Krishna was able to achieve this, there's no other way to explain. It is, I was reading some other example is like that. In a home, we are a family of 4 people and we have cooked a prasad for 4 people. Then the 2 guests come in. Now there's nothing left behind, only there's a prasad ready for 4 people. So first we will eat ourselves or we will feed the guests. Who will starve? Guest or we?
Yes.
Guest?
We will starve and guest will eat.
Guest will eat and we will starve. This is a principle or etiquette.
Yes,
Similarly,
I could start and starve.
yeah. So, this is a principle. Brajavasis are like a family of Krishna. Yaduvansis are like friends and guests. So, Krishna is living with Yaduvansis because like feeding the guests, but actually his real intimate relationship with Brajavasis. Though they are starving, but they are more closely connected with Krishna. They are never separated from Krishna. So Brajavasis are eternally connected with Krishna. They are Raga Atmika Bhakta. All the Brajavasis are Raga Atmika Bhakta. Those who came from Golok Vrindavan, not the present day Brajavasis. Krishna never left any Brajavasis on this planet. He took everybody with him back to Golok Vrindavan. So present Brajavasis are just some sadhus living there, or even businessmen. They are in the name Brajavasis, because Krishna took all Brajavasis with him. Braj was completely empty, and Vajranath re-established the whole Braj with the new people coming from different parts. So next section, 26 to 36, Krishna and Balaram complete their education under Sandipani Muni. Now, here Vasudeva is saying, my dear king, Sukdeva says, then Vasudeva, son of Sursen, arrange for the priest and other Brahmins to perform his two sons' second birth initiation, which means Vasudeva arranged to have Upnayan Sanskar, Brahmanical initiation. Up means near, Nayan means bring. So the ceremony by which a student is brought near to Vedic literature. It's like Upanishad. Up means near, Nishad means to bring. So Brahmanical is performed by the Garga Acharya and other Brahmanas. Next verse says, Vasudeva honored them, means Brahmans, by worshipping them and giving them fine ornaments and well ornamented cows with their calves. As these cows, all these cows were golden necklaces and linen wreaths. So they are with the gold and all ornaments decorated. Sridhar Swami explains, Rukam Mala, Rukamasya Mala Vidyantya Yasham. He suggests that he is referring to another version with Rukam Malinihi, but the version is not even anywhere. See, Vallabh say, Swa Alankritebhyo indicate that the Brahmans were decorated by Vasudeva. Okay, next verse. The magnanimous Vasudeva then remembered the cows he had mentally given away on the occasion of Krishna and Balaram's birth. Kansa had stolen those cows, and Vasudeva now recovered them and gave them away in charity. Chakravartipad writes, at the time of Krishna's appearance, Vasudeva was locked in the prison of Kansa, who had stolen all the Vasudeva's cows. Still, the Vasudeva was so jubilant over Krishna's birth that he mentally donated 10,000 of his cows to the Brahmins. Now, upon Kansa's death, Vasudeva went to Kansa's Gaushala, took back his cows and gave 10,000 of them to the worthy Brahmins. And Jiva Goswami writes, Krishna Rama Janam Rikshe refers to the time of birth of Krishna and Balaram. Hearing of Balaram's birth, had given cows mentally, as he did at the Krishna's birth. He gave because he was generous, Mahamatihi. He now gave because of remembering his previous mental giving and his intention to give in the future at the time of birth of his sons when he was imprisoned. Next verse says, after attaining twice born status through initiation, the Lord, sincere in their vows, took the further vow of celibacy from Garga Muni, the spiritual master of the Yadus. Both Sridhar Swami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explain the word Gayatram Vartam as the vow of brahmacharya or a celibacy in student life. Krishna and Balaram were playing the part of perfect student on the path of self-realization. Of course, in the modern degraded age, students' life has been wild, animalistic, affair filled with the illicit sex and drugs. Prabhupada's disciples purport.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
The term Gayatrim Vratam, Chakravarti Pad writes, means Krishna and Balaram were following the vow of celibacy in student life. And Jiva Goswami has given a little more insight. I think more is given by Sanatana Goswami. Garga instructed them on the brahmacharya vow. He taught the boys about Gayatra, which means Savitra. These are the different vows. Gayatra, Savitri, Prajapatya, and Brahmachari vow. There are three vows. Gayatra vow means 3 days of study. Prajapatya vow means brahmachari vow for 1 year. And the beginning of study of the Vedas. And the Brahma vow means until the Vedas are completely studied. So Sridhar Swami there says that in this case the word Gayatri simply means general observation of brahmacharya. They were fixed in their vow. Shurta Varau. So these are the different type of vows these students take when they get the Upanayan sanskara. Like we take brahmacharya, we take the sacred thread. So we don't have any of these vows. Neither brahmachari may take brahmachari vow, but the grihasthas, they will not take any such vow. So these are the vow during the student life generally. Okay, next verse. 30 and 31. Concealing their innately perfect knowledge by their human-like activities. It means they were already completely well versed with all education. But those two omniscient lords of the universe, themselves, the origin of all the branches of knowledge, next desired to reside at the school of a spiritual master. Thus they approached Sandipani Muni, a native of Kashi, living in the city of Avanti. Since Krishna and Balaram were covering their innate Nanya Siddha Swabhavikam knowledge by their human-like behavior, they went to the Gurukul to acquire knowledge. And same thing Jiva Goswami writes. Sanatana Goswami writes, though they were master of all knowledge, they went to the Gurukul to teach others. After that, or for that reason, they desired to go to the Gurukul. At the time of the Upanayana, which means sacred thread, they did not have this desire, since it would cause pain from separation and was of no particular use. What actually it means is, when originally in a Vedic system, when the sacred thread ceremony is performed, then the candidate who is taking initiation will take a beg and will beg something and offer to the spiritual master. This is a function of brahmachari. When the grasthas are doing this, I say it's not your business. You give it from your home, from your pocket. You should not beg from others. It's only the priority of the prerogative of the brahmachari only to collect and give. But then in olden days, as in our culture, the devotee, he will run away from the home. Then I'm going to Kashi now for the education. In those days when they were running, then the uncle will run behind and bring them back. Otherwise, they have to go for the education. This was a system. So, when the sacred thread ceremony was done for Krishna and Balaram, they did not go immediately. Usually, there is time they should go too. So that time they did not desire, since it would cause pain of separation from, but then they went to the Guru's ashram by chariot. Usually brahmachari run away go by foot to the ashram of Guru, but they went by chariot. That is mentioned later. He was born in Kashi. Sandipani Muni was born in Kashi. Thus he studied all the scripture there. The meaning of Sandipani Muni is, the Sandipani means the son of he who reveals all knowledge. Sandipani means son of the son of he who reveals all knowledge. Avantipur is situated between Mathura and Dwarka. Thus he chose that place. Next, verse 32. Sandipani Muni thought very highly of these two self-controlled disciples, whom he had obtained by fortuitously. By serving him means Sandipani Muni, the devotedly as one who would serve the Supreme Lord himself. So they showed, Krishna and Balaram showed others an irreproachable example of how to worship the spiritual master. Chakravartipad writes,
Stopped. Recording in progress.
In order to teach others, grahyantau, sikhayantau. In order to teach others perfect dealing with the Guru, Krishna and Balaram served vritim, upastim, the Guru with great devotion according to the rules. They were also respected by the Guru. And Jiva Goswami writes, they were controlled, it means self-controlled, and they acted according to the scripture, yatha, which explained that one should approach with a firewood in one hand. It means when they go to the spiritual master, they have firewood, means for the performance of yagna, fire sacrifice, and they also have some kush grass in the other hand. And Hari once says, announcing their name at that time when they enter in the school, they announce their name, I am so and so, and this is my gotra. It means I am descendant of so and so rishi. I am Kashyap gotra, I am Vishwamitra gotra, I am Atri gotra. So you have to, and for us Krishna conscious people, we say Achutta gotra. So you say, I am so and so and my gotra is so and so, and the two boys conduct in studies and without pride served the Guru. With means conduct. They respected him as the Supreme Lord, or they were respectful like the Lord by the Guru. They were respected by the Lord by the Guru. That has both meaning. Okay, next verse. Verse 33. The best of the Brahman, the spiritual master Sandipani, was satisfied with their submissive behavior, and thus he taught them the entire Vedas together with their 6 corollaries and the Upanishads. So what are the 6 corollaries? We will see in the purport. He was satisfied by their action, conducted with bhakti shuddha bhava. This will be explained later by the Lord in the story of Sri Dharma, and therefore is not explained by Sukdev here. They learned the 4 Vedas. 34. He also taught, Sandipani Mani also taught them Dhanurveda, which means archery, with its most confidential secrets, the standard book of law, Nyaya, the method of logical arguments, reasoning and philosophical debate, and 6-fold science of politics. Chakravartipad writes, Sandipani Muni taught Krishna and Balaram the confidential portion of Dhanurveda, military science, which include knowledge of the appropriate mantra and presiding duty of the warfare. Dharman referred to the Manu Samhita. It means they were told Manu Samhita and other standard law books, Dharma Shastra. And then Nyaya Shastra referred to doctrine of Karma Mimamsa and other such theories. Anavikshikim is the knowledge of the technique of logical argument, tarka. The 6-fold political science is quite pragmatic and includes number 1, sandhi, making peace, number 2, vigraha, war, number 3, gyaan, marching, number 4, asan, sitting tight, number 5, dvidha, dividing one's force, and number 6, sankhya, seeking the protection of more powerful ruler. So these are 6 type of political science. And then the 6 Vedanga we will know now. O king, those best of person, Parikshit, Krishna Balaram being themselves the original promulgator of all the varieties of knowledge, could immediately assimilate each and every subject after hearing it explained just once. The 2 verses and a half of the previous verse should be read together. The first they learn the words of the Vedas. The meaning is learned by teaching Mimamsa. Along with learning the meaning, one must learn other angas in order to chant purely. So what are these anga? Siksha, pronunciation, vyakaran, grammar, kalpa, ritual, jyotish, astrology, chanda, meter, and nirukti, etymology. So these are the angas of the Vedas. So what are the angas of the Vedas? Siksha, vyakarana, kalpa, jyotish, chanda, and nirukti. These are the angas of the Veda. These are the anga. Astrology is used to create purity of time. After learning the angas, one should learn the Upanishad, which are secret, first by words alone. After that, they learned Dhanurved, since it was necessary for Kshatriyas. The meaning of these works was also taught. They then learned Dharma Shastra, since they assist in all knowledge. Then, for specialized knowledge, they learned the process of discerning the meaning of the Vedas, Nyaya. Nyaya. This consists of studying work based on the logic which follows the Vedas. Athara like Jaimini, Kapila. Jaimini, Kapila has Sankhya, Patanjali has a Yoga, Badrayana means Vyas has his Vedanta Sutra, who are produced Purva Mimamsa and other philosophies. then they studies Anavikshaki, filled with independent logic in order to defeat persons having materialistic philosophies. They then studied political science, qualifying them to ruling. Studying in this order gives perfection. So this is the order in which they got the education. Veda, Vedanga, then Upanishad, then Dhanursha Veda, then Dharma Shastra. So this is the sequence of studies in a Gurukul system. Verse 36, this section, 35 and 36. Sarvam naravara srishtaho sarva vidya pravartakao sakran nigadha matrena tao sanjagrahato ranirpa auratrahi chatoh sashtya sangyatoh tva tavati hi kalaha guru dakshanyarach acharyam chandayan astau nirpa. O king, those best of person, Krishna and Balaram, being themselves the original progenitor of all varieties of knowledge, could immediately assimilate each and every subject after hearing it explained just. Thus they fixed concentration. With fixed concentration, they learned the 64 arts and skill in as many days and nights, means 64 days and nights. Thereafter, O king, they satisfied their spiritual master by offering him Guru Dakshina, remuneration. Srila Prabhupada disciple write, the following list comprised 64 subjects mastered by Krishna and Lord Balaram in 64 days. Additional information may be found in Srila Prabhupada's Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For detail of the 64 arts, one should consult the Tantra. Krishna and Balaram satisfied Chandasyam Astuhu, their guru, by inducing him to accept some remuneration, Guru Dakshina, saying, please take Dakshina, something that you desire. According to the Amarkos dictionary, the word Chand means desire or allurement. Chand, okay. Now this is the Bhavartha Deepika of Sridhar Swami. He has given the list of 64 type of Vidya in Sanskrit. Maniraga Gyanam, Akara Gyanam, Vrikshayuveda Yoga. So these are all Sanskrit words. And same thing is given by Jiva Goswami, I think, in English as well as Sanskrit. Yeah, they are here, all these names. Sandipani taught them the art for special pleasure. They learn all these 64 arts in 64 days and nights. The arts are listed by Sridhar Swami. Their essence will be described. They are as follows. Number 1, Geetam, singing, how to compose song using Swarajati and ragas, various rhythms and perception of elements which nourishes and control the music. So first is Geetam, second is Vadyam, which means playing on musical instrument of the 4 types, using raga, tala as with singing. This will apply to other arts as well. Number 3, Nityam, dancing. Number 4, Natyam, drama. Number 5, Alekhyam, painting. Number 6, Visheshaka Chedayam, painting the face and body with colored ornaments and cosmetics, which means actually what is called beauty parlor system. Tandullaha Kusuma Bali vikaraha, preparing auspicious designs on the floor with rice and flour used in worship. This is what is called rangoli. Pushpastaranam, making the bed of flowers. Dashan vasanga ragaha, coloring one's teeth, clothes, limbs, tattoo marking, something like that. Mani bhumikaha karamaha, inlaying the floor with the jewels as in the hall made by Maya for Pandavas. So inlaying the jewel in the flooring. Shayaya rachanam, making beds. Udak vadyam, ringing water pots, making music in vessels, establishing in water bodies. Udak ghataha, the art of solidifying water. Chitra yogaha, method of displaying amazing feast. Malyaha ganthaha vikalpaha, preparing garland. And then there is setting of the helmet on the head. And then putting on apparel, applying perfumes, decorating with jewelry and magic. And then the art of disguise. Then hasta laghavam, sleet hand of hands. Then chitra shakapopaha bhaksha vikara kriya, preparing varieties of vegetables, cake and other delicious foods. Panchak ras, something, preparing palatable drinks for various colors and preparing liquors. Suchiyaya karamaha, needlework and weaving. Sutra krida, making puppets dance by manipulating their thread. And then making puzzles with the hidden messages. Creating imitations of articles. 30. Uttering a statement difficult to offer to others to express. And then quickly producing and speaking description that do not exist. The knowledge of the scriptures and dramatic performance and writing them as well. Completing verses whose portions are abbreviated or enigmatic, difficult to complete immediately by substituting portions of the verses with the another portion. Making arrows from reeds tied with the threads. Then spinning with the spindle. These are the all carpentry, vastu vidya, preparing and the ground and building houses, understanding real and fake silver and jewels, producing metal like gold, changing the color of jewel, detection presence of jewel by looking at the earth, herbal medicine. Then is the art of training and engaging rams, cocks, quails in fighting. Knowledge of how to train male and female parrots to speak. Giving up attraction to another person by using mantra. Hairdressing. Telling what is hidden in another fist. Akshar Mushtika Kathanam. Knowledge of the various foreign languages, their condition and scriptures. Malechitaha Kutakarka Vikalapaha. Dasha Bhasha Gyanam, knowledge of the provincial dialects. And then knowledge of how to build toy carts with flowers. Composing magic squares, arrangement of number adding up the same total in all direction. The use of amulets, matrika, dharan matrika. Then cutting diamond and other gems. Composing verses which read others' thought. accomplishing in various ways one particular art, and then method of cheating others. Ha ha ha. Lexicography and the knowledge of the poetic matters, making cotton cloth appear to be silk, knowledge of the various forms of gambling, bringing closer object of play situated far away, playing with children, training elephant and horses, and various methods of foretelling victory, and the last, the art of praising. Ha ha ha. Vaitaliki Vidya. Some of these arts are mentioned in Kalpa Sahita. An intelligent person can learn these topics in one day and night. Other siddhis are mentioned, such as knowing others' thoughts, seeing or hearing at a distant great distance, and making portions from gems. Another meaning is that they learn all 64 arts and Vedas in 64 days and nights. Vishnu Puran says, O Brahman, it's astonishing that in 64 days and nights they learn the Dhanur Ved and other works. The two boys with full retention of memory learn all Vedas and their Angas in 64 days and nights. So, they offered Guru donation. It's not donation, dakshana, though he did not want, Guru did not want. O King Sukhdev explained in astonishment. Now we are going to the 36 to 47. Krishna and Balaram retrieved dead son of their teacher. Next section. Hare Krishna. O King, the learned Brahman Sandipani carefully considered the two lords' glorious and amazing qualities and their superhuman intelligence. Then, after consulting with his wife, he chose as his remuneration the return of his young son who had died in the ocean at Prabhas. Prabhas is presently Jyotirling Somnath. That area is called Prabhas Kshetra. The child of the Brahman was swallowed by the conchal demon while he was playing at Mahashiva Kshetra. Maha means great, Shiva means Lord Shiva, Kshetra means place, and that is the great pilgrimage place of the Lord Shiva's master. Moon was there, and then take a dip in the ocean, he will get his light back. So, moon got his light back at that place, so that place is called Prabhas. Prabhas means light. Srila Sanatana Goswami writes, the intelligent Brahman, Dvija, saw the astonishing greatness of the two boys who in a very short time could absorb unlimited knowledge, which he thought, Matim, was beyond human ability. Or he saw their greatness and their intelligence endowed with great qualities. He consulted with his wife because of wondering what to request or because he had affection for her. Their son, while playing in the war, when they went there on pilgrimage, had been swallowed by Sankasur. The word ka indicates joy because the Lord would show his greatness in surpassing death and prarabdha karma. O King Sukhdev, out of in astonishment at the request, O Rajan, means the Brahman shown. Okay, next. 38. So be it, replied those two great chariot warriors of unlimited might. And they at once mounted their chariot and set off for Prabhas. When they reached that place, they walked up to the shore and sat down. In the moment, the deity of the ocean, recognizing them to be the Supreme Lord, approached them with offering of tributes. Srila Prabhupada's disciples purport. Western scholars sometimes think that references in ancient books of wisdom to the deity of the ocean, the deity of the sun, and so on, reveal a primitive mythical way of thinking. They sometimes say that primitive men think that the ocean is a god or that the sun and the moon are gods. In fact, references such as the word Sindhu in this verse, meaning the ocean, indicate the person who governs that aspect of physical nature. We can give several modern examples. In United Nations, we may say the United States votes yes, the Soviet Union votes no. We hardly mean that the physical countries or buildings in them have voted. We mean that a particular person representing that political or geographical entity has voted. Yet the newspaper will simply say United States voted, decided, etc. Everyone knows that that means what it means. Similarly, in business, we may say a large conglomerate has swallowed up a smaller firm. We hardly mean that the building, office, equipment, and like have been physically swallowed. Another building full of workers and office equipment. No, we mean that the empowered authorities have engaged in particular act on behalf of their respective cooperative entities. Unfortunately, modern scholars are eager to confirm their pet theories that ancient spiritual wisdom is primitive, mythical, and largely supplanted by the more modern ways of thinking, exemplified by their own eloquent remarks. However, much in the modern scholarship must be rethought in the light of Krishna consciousness. So this is some modern explanation is given about the presiding deities. And Jiva Goswami writes, they accepted the request immediately. They mounted the chariot. Means they were the best of the warriors equipped with all weapons. They could defeat unlimited enemies. Durantaha Vikramau. They are ocean. Another version, the ocean offered gifts such as valuable jewels. Verse 39. Tamaha Bhagavan Asho Guru Putra Pradiyutam Yuvasava Ihatvaya Grasso Balako Mahataro Manin Mahatra Urmina. Urmina means waves. The Supreme Lord Krishna addressed the Lord of the ocean, let the son of my Guru be present at once. The one you seize there with your mighty waves, Maha Urmani. Krishna then showed his powers, Bhagavan. The sun should be delivered here with the same body, without decay, par diyatam. Because you are Devata, this is possible for you to do. You devoured him here, Prabhas. Since he was seized by your waves, this accidentally death means he has a reminder of his life span. It means the Akala Mrityu. So he has some life left, so you give it back. Next verse, 40. Samudra Vacha, now the presiding deity of the ocean is speaking. O Lord Krishna, it was not I who abducted him, but a demonic descendant of Diti named Panchajanya, who travel in the water in the form of conch. Chakravartipad writes, the ocean said, I have not taken the boy. Demon named Panchjanya has taken the boy. He is so powerful, I cannot defeat him, ocean said. And Jiva Goswami writes, some versions say Samudra Vachas, some do not. The commentators are not clear on this. Instead of nature, sometimes Naiva is seen at the beginning of the verse. O Lord, who engage in a play, Deva. Deva means one who plays. Since you know everything, giving the order is only your play. It means you know where the boy, you are just having a pastime. Panchjanya is a great demon, Daitya. Instead of Daityaha, Sridhar Swami seems to have word Asura in his version. The verb asate should be supplied. Okay. However, the verb for the last line is in the first two lines of the next verse, which is seen only in some version. The word Prabhu should be added in the subject. Okay, this is Sanskrit grammar. Verse number 41. Indeed, the ocean said, that demon had taken him away. Hearing this, Lord Krishna entered the ocean, founded Panchjanya and killed him. But the Lord did not find the boy within the demon's belly. Chakravartipad said, ocean said, Panchjanya is present moving about in the water. Such is the implied completion of the thought. The last line of this verse is spoken by Sukdev. He entered the water which cured in fear. Water was fearing. He could not even find the bones of the body in the belly of the demon. It means he killed the demon Krishna, but he cannot find the bones of the baby boy. He searched thinking, oh, even if I obtain the bones by the grace of Guru, I can bring the boy back to life. He acted in this way to show worldly pastime to ocean. Singular is used to indicate that Krishna entered alone. Vishnu Puran says, when ocean spoke, thus Krishna entered the water and killed Panchjanya. He took his shell, which was best of the powerful conches arising from his bones. Balaram remained on the shore to protect chariot. Or this must be who was Shankachud. Devan Panchjanya, where the body of conch become the conch shell in Lord Krishna's lower hand, who was he in his previous life? So who was Panchjanya in his previous life? Narad says, Lord Krishna, the master of the three worlds, obtained his conch shell and other paraphernalia long ago by his own powers. O king, among men, the conch shell Panchjanya was especially exalted. Touching his mouth again and again, he would drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's lips. Then one day, he became proud, and in his heart he said to himself, I am the king of the conch shells. I am effulgent as the king of the swan, because I am white, and Lord Krishna personally hold me. When he is victorious, Sri Krishna points me to the south and makes a great sound through me. At that moment, I drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's lips, which is difficult even for the goddess of fortune to obtain. Therefore, I am the most important of all. Day and night, I drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's lips. The goddess of fortune even angrily cursed him. The goddess of fortune then angrily cursed him. Fool, become a demon. You will become a demon named Panchjanya, and you will live in the ocean. As the king of the conches, he approached the Lord as an enemy. Although at first he merged into the Lord, he again becomes the conch shell in the Lord's hand. You should know that he is very fortunate. What more do you want to? Okay, this is some story of the conch shell. Verse number 42, 43 and 44. Lord Janardhan took the conch shell that had grown around the demon's body and went back to the chariot. Then he proceeded to Sanyamani, the beloved capital of Yamaraj, the Lord of Death. Upon arriving there with Lord Balaram, he loudly blew his conch shell, and Yamaraj, who keeps the conditioned soul in check, came as soon as he heard the resounding of vibration. Yamaraj elaborately worshipped the two lords with great devotion, and then he addressed Lord Krishna, who lives in everyone's heart. O Supreme Lord Vishnu, what shall I do for you, O Lord Balaram, who are playing the part of ordinary humans? Chakravarti Pad writes, though Krishna is omniscient, he knew that boy was not in the ocean. He left Balaram on the shore along with chariot, and on the pretext of searching for the boy, went into the ocean to reclaim his own conch shell. One should understand that Panchjanya had become demon in a way similar to that Jay and Vijay. Like Jay and Vijay are eternal associate of Lord Narayan, they become Hiranyakash and Hiranyakashipu because of curse. Similarly, the Panchjanya was eternal associate of Supreme Lord. He became a demon by a curse like Jay and Vijay. In reality, he was eternally on the spiritual platform as Krishna's devotee. So, Panchjanya is Krishna's devotee. The phrase Tad Anga Prabhavam, which had grown from his body, actually means that conch shell was lying in demon's stomach according to Avanti Khand of Skanda Purana. Having killed Panchjanya, the great demon in the form of an aquatic Krishna took the conch which was lying in the belly. From this evidence, some Acharya explained that the conch was residing within the demon's body, and it merely came out of the demon's body, Tadangam Prabhavam, when Krishna killed them. Krishna loudly blew the conch, Janardhan Sankham Pradadmau, and all the inhabitants of the hell were delivered on hearing the sound. The Skanda Purana, Avanti Khand, described the wonderful things that happened when Krishna sounded his conch shell. The hell known as Asipatra, one lost the sharp sword-like leaves on its tree, and the hell named Rorav became free of its Ruru beast. The Bhairav hell lost its fearfulness, and all the cooking stopping in a Kumbhipak hell. Stopped in Kumbhipak hell. The Skand Puran further states, all the inhabitants of hell were purified of their sins and attained Vaikunt in spiritual world. For the phrase Leelaha Manushya Yoho Vishnu, we also have the second reading, Leela Manushyo Yehe Vishnu. Sentence can mean, what service can I do for you two form of Vishnu playing the role of human, or the Vishnu who plays the pastime of human, that service can I do for you too. And Shijiv Goswami writes, Kanch is actually the eternal associate of Krishna, and by the curse of Brahman, here is a curse of Brahman, he took the role of a demon like Jay and Vijay. In the hand of Krishna, by his will, the conch took on a delicate form. That suitable sound Avanti Khand says. So this is Avanti Khand we have already read. So all the hells become purified by simply hearing the sound. There's something different story here by different story by Sanatana Goswami. Shall we read this? Seeing Krishna coming from far off, Yam thought that death was approaching. The place was dear to Yam because he lived there with his associate. Balram manifested his club for fighting. A best of the devotees and king of the Dharma, Yam was expected to worship the Lord in his house. Janardhan means he who has expectation from people. Another meaning of Janardhan, one who has expectation from people. Krishna blew the conch shell loudly. The citizens were persons who had committed sin. Yam was their punisher. He was thus fearsome. All taking his authority from the Lord, he was defeated in battle. Vishnu Puran writes like that. Blowing the conch and going to the Yam's abode, strong Krishna and Balaram defeated strong Yam, whose abode was filled with the painful torture. Krishna and Balaram, best of the strong, gave the boy with his previous body to his father. And this will come. And Harivans writes, Yam speak to Krishna, he is the man, person. Anyway, you read this, I think. We have to finish this chapter today as per our quota. Verse 45, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Guru Putram Ihanitam Nijah Karama Nibandhanam Anyaswaha Maharaja Matsasanaha Puruskritaha. Supreme Personality God had said, suffering the bondage of his past activity, my spiritual master's son was brought here to you. O great king, obey my command and bring this boy to me without delay. Chakravartipad writes, Krishna said, though in most cases the person must endure the effect of his past deeds, Nijya Karma Nibandhanam Prarabdha, you should return the son of my Guru. According to the Srimad Bhagvatam 11:31-12, Sri Krishna brought the son of his Guru back from the planet of the Lord of Death in a boy's self-same body. The commentary of the Sridhar Swami also mentioned this. Krishna said to Yamraj, there will be no fault in your giving first priority to my order, Madhashasan Puruskritaha, and bring him. I think almost same. Next verse 46, last verse of this section. Yamaraj said, so be it. He brought forth the Guru's son. Then those two most exalted Yadu presented this boy to their spiritual master and said to him, please select another boon. And now this is a question in your question bank. So Lago Jiva Goswami writes, when Yam agreed, he brought the son of Guru living in same body with which he died. Hearing this, Yam created a youthful body for the son of Sandipuni, the same size as before. Seeing this, the Devatas were astonished. It should be understood that this happened because of the power of Krishna. In the previous verse, enjoying the pastime, Krishna said, obey my command. It will be said later, Krishna brought the son of his Guru back from the planet of death in the boy's self-same body. And the ultimate giver of the protection, he saved you also when you were burned by the weapon of Ashwasthama, 11:31-12. Thus by Krishna's power, the boy regained his formal body. Vishnu Puran says, blowing the conch shell, coming to the Yam's abode, strong Krishna Balaram defeating strong Yam, whose abode was filled with painful torture. Krishna Balaram, best of the strong, gave the boy with his previous body to his father. Yam's abode was previously place of suffering, but by Krishna's presence all the suffering disappeared. By the will of Lord, the boy who went to the Vaikuntha, Krishna also gave gem from the ocean to Sandipani, Harivansh says. Krishna delivered the son of Sandipani with his previous form and age, along with jewel from the ocean. Okay, next last section of this chapter. Verse 47 to 50, Sandipani Muni blessing upon Krishna and Balaram and then return to Mathura. Sri Guru Rovacha. The Srimada said, my dear boys, you too have completely fulfilled the disciple's obligation to reward his spiritual master. Indeed, with disciple like you, what further desire could a guru have? He calls out Krishna alone, Vatsa, because of great affection for him. What desire remains for a guru who is disciple like you? And what desire could remain for a guru who actually had you as a disciple? O heroes, now please return home. May your fame sanctify the world, and may the Vedic hymns be ever fresh in your mind in both this life and the next. Jiva Goswami writes, even though my house is your house, go to your house in Mathura out of conventional identity. Swagriha is an alternative version. O hero, you are heroes because of such gift and such bravery. As the two boys offering respects were going, he gave blessing, may you have purifying fame. 49. Thus, receiving their guru's permission to leave, the two lords returned to their city on their chariot, which moved as swiftly as the wind and resounded like cloud. Anugyatao swa guruna is Swapuram, their own city, indicate the affection with possessiveness for Mathura. They arrived swiftly like the wind, with the sound of the chariot rumbling like a cloud. Hearing the sound from far off, everyone came out to greet. The Sukdev explained, O son, out of great joy. Last verse. Samandan prajaha sarva drishtva rama janardhano apashyanto bhavahani nashtaha labdha dhana eva. All the citizens rejoiced upon seeing Krishna and Balaram, whom they had not seen for many days. The people felt just like those who have lost their wealth and then regained it. No purpose. So, Jiva Goswami writes, the residents of Mathura and others as well were overjoyed. Some saw Krishna and Balaram on the road and others had come to the city. Harivansh Puran writes, all the Yadus rose to greet Krishna and Balaram with Ugarsen in front, along with the army, with joyous minds. Artisans, princes, ministers, priests, along with the young and old, approached, musical instrument played, satisfying Krishna. The streets shone with the flags and garlands everywhere. The palaces were completely joyous with the arrival of the Govinda, as at the sacrifice of Indra. Joyful minister, dear to the Yadus, sang and foremost song of the victory on the main road. When the famous brothers Krishna and Balaram arrived, all the citizens played with their friends without fear. There was no misery, contamination, or lifelessness in that city when Krishna arrived in Mathura. O king, the birds sang sweetly, the cows, horses, elephants were jubilant, all the men and women had contented minds, auspicious, pure and blue in all direction. All the devatas were happy in their abodes. All the systems of the Satya Yuga appeared when Krishna arrived in the city. So Harivansh writes something very elaborate. So we are leaving it here. Hare Krishna. We have completed chapter 46, Uddhav visit Vrindavan. Again, very interesting chapter. We will start after Gaur Purnima. Hare Krishna. Now, one question or comment?
Hare Krishna. Do you know who is actually Sandipani Muni? Maybe in a past life he is some associate of the Lord.
Earlier back I read not like that. I read that he was in Kashi and others cannot be teacher of Krishna because they think he is Supreme Lord, but he was actually worshipping Lord Shiva at that time. So he was blessed that one day you will get a disciple like Supreme Lord. But exactly, he is the son of the one who gives knowledge. This is the meaning we got. But I have no exact, anybody else knows? Anybody else has some information like that? About Sandipani Muni? I have read this, that because he is the Garam Pani, because he is the of Lord Shiva, so he can actually teach Krishna. Nobody else will think that they can teach Krishna. I read many years back somewhere. Garam. Any other question or comment? No. Hare Krishna, Gaur Purnima tomorrow, fasting till noon. And like a child, we have no class tomorrow. Holiday.
Fasting till moonrise, no?
Huh?
Fasting till moonrise.
Yeah, moonrise. But what I said? Huh?
We said fasting till noon. No?
Till noon, not noon, till sunset, right? Moonrise. Right.
संदीपनी जी का शायद पौर्णमासी जी से कुछ कनेक्शन है ना, शायद मैंने
किसके साथ?
पौर्णमासी जी, मधुमंगल।
यस, उसका सांदीपनी का बेटा है मधुमंगल मोस्ट प्रोबेबली, और ये इसकी माता है, पूर्णमासी माता है। Purnamasi and Madhumangal, they came from Avantika, they belong to Sandipani Muni, that is right. Anybody has to add anything today? I think we went too fast. It was not, I was not able to read all the verses because I saw the, we have to finish this chapter today. This was the our curriculum.
And Krishna, they burned the act of gambling and cheating because they were kshatriyas, right?
They were kshatriyas and also they were the kings. They know what type of gambling people are doing and what type of liquor they are making. Like I went to one very exalted person's home and I asked where is his daughter. She has graduated. She said, oh, she's taking tuition. I said, what tuition now? Say about she knows how to do the washing of the whole kitchen and mopping the floor. I said, why? Say at least to supervise the people what they are doing. So they have to know what is going on in the home. They are what is going on in their country. They must know that. Thank you.
Thank you.
These are arts, but they have learned the Vedas, Vedangas, Upanishad, Dharma, Shastra, Nyaya, that is philosophy. These are arts. It means this is like you Russian ekanta. Ekanta, in your house you have to fix anything. You have all your people know everything. They don't call somebody come plumber just to fix one. They know everything. Russian almost know how to build, how to carpentry. They know everything. And they have a kit in their house to do the all business. Am I right, Ekanta?
Many types of domestic work.
Usually, they know. I stay with them. They know. So it means these arts everybody should know. What is necessary for everyday life, these arts one must know. At least he may not do it, but he must know. So these are the arts which are necessary for a person living in this society. Okay? Krishna Balaram ki jai.
We just had a question regarding these arts. Some of them seem quite insignificant, or I don't really see the purpose of some of them.
What?
For example, playing with children's toys. What's the purpose behind this? What's the significance of this?
As the grandparents, they must know what type of toy is used by the children for what purpose.
Okay. Then we have tinging the jewels with various colors.
Oh, this is for when you have a big festival, guests are coming there, then you have to make different varieties, different color of the juices as an appetizer for the person.
And this is important, this is significant?
Only as an art you must know. It is not that you have to do every day.
And then what is this art of training rams and cocks and quails?
Oh, this is in olden days. Now you have to write. They must know how to use the machine gun and how to use the how to drive the vehicle. In those days, these were the horses and elephants, and they were the war requirements.
So the birds, the animals were trained for fighting?
Some are for fighting, some are for message. Some are for message. Like pigeons were to take message from one place to other place. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these were the arts. Now we have all telephone and all these facilities. In those days, these were the arts people were knowing.
Okay, and then what about making a flower bed and covering a bed? What's the significance?
This is particularly for the marriages. When there's a marriage and the first day, the flower beds are made or for some very auspicious place. Flower bed like every day the manjaris are making flower beds for Krishna and Balaram in the kunjas. It means they are important for this purpose. During marriages like that flower, still we see in our customs decorated flowers are around the bed, flower bed itself. These are the different arts for some are for particular occasion, some are for particular festival. They are not day to day or everyday art. Most of them are not regular.
And this covering the bed.
It means making beddings, making beddings. Even most of the time we don't know how to really. In hotels, how they make the bed. We go to some hotels. They keep the towel like a duck, sitting duck. In Mayapur, they put the two towels together, white as a duck is sitting on the bed. It's art. Which you feel, I am in a place which is nicely maintained, or how to really properly do the bedding. It's also a big science. It's a big art, rather. It's a big art.
It'd be interesting to maybe I don't know if
I mean, for brahmachari chatais is enough, but but to make the beds, how to really how to put the glove onto the pillows and how to put the things together. I mean, so there is some art. If you decorate the beds, the person who see, he feels little bit. I entered Mayapur in my room, and the two towels were sitting like the two ducks facing one another. They just made it like that. It looks just nice, that's all. Selecting the, like we have Bombay, we have selected the furniture which is different from different parts, looks very colorful. So these are all arts actually to make the life more pleasurable and presentable. I am reading today all these arts by name with you. I have never thought, and how many I know. Maybe only one or two. But education was practical. It means at that time the education was practical. A man was complete. No, many languages around. Dialect in your area. The different languages, something you know. So it was like they were training the person to be complete person, not dependent on many people. So this was a system of education at that time. 18 subjects are taught and 64 kalas, these arts are educated at that time. And one night was only 1 day and 1 night for one art. It's not that they have to waste years for that. Or no, it means they know how the people are doing. They can recognize what they are doing, how they are doing, are they doing right or wrong. It's not that they do themselves. The 1 day for one art. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna Balaram ki jai. Nidai Gaur Premanande.
Recording stopped.
Vancha kalpatrubhyasya kripa sindhubhe. Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnebhyo namo namah. चलो बच्चों